Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Cooper and welcome back to SIS Film Breakdowns. As we prepare for the start of the college football season, our next episode takes a look at Florida State wide receiver Tamorrion Terry. After a 2018 season that saw him haul in 8 touchdown passes and be named an honorable mention All-ACC player, Terry upped his game in 2019, being named a second-team performer by amassing nearly 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. Only a redshirt junior, he already holds the FSU record with 5 70-plus yard receiving touchdowns and averages a ridiculous 49 yards per touchdown reception, which is second highest in the past 10 seasons among receivers with at least 15 scores. Let's take a look at some plays from his 2018 game against Florida and 2019 games against Boise State and NC State. This first play comes from 2018 against Florida. Terry is lined up at the bottom of the screen as the number 1 to the right of the formation. He's going to run a curl route up against first-round pick CJ Henderson here. Now just a few steps off the line, Terry shows a strong and very exaggerated rip to get through Henderson. Then around the 30, he sticks his foot in the ground and gives a subtle offhand push to get some separation before breaking down and getting free to make the reception past the first down marker. Now let's move to the NC State game. Terry is going to run another curl route from the right of the formation, but now he's lined up at the top of the screen. Now at the snap, he shows quickness out of his stance to get upfield and then is incredibly quick in and out of his break at the top of the route. He does a good job of selling the go route here and getting the corner's hips flipped so that he has a good amount of separation to snatch the ball out of the air for an easy, strong hands catch and a solid gain on first down. Sticking with the NC State game, Terry is now back down at the bottom of the screen to the right of the formation, and this time he's going to run a slant route. So now at the snap, he again shows speed out of his stance and has the same quickness at the top of the route in his break. Now with the ball being put right on his numbers, Terry makes an easy catch and then shows the speed that he has to run away from defenders and take it all the way to the end zone for the score. Terry's playmaking skill and ability to take short passes for long gains made him one of the most efficient receivers in 2019. He caught 60 of 74 catchable targets for almost 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. His 11.3 yards per target ranked 13th in the country, while his 19.9 yards per reception ranked 5th. Now let's take a look at Terry vertically down the field. He's down at the bottom of the screen as the number 1 to the right of the formation. It's going to be a fade out concept at the bottom against cover 2. Now Terry is going to get the ball thrown to him on his back shoulder, and we get a really good look at his ability to go outside of his frame with good body control to be able to make the catch with strong hands. Now unfortunately here, the safety comes over and hits him out of bounds before he can get a foot down. However, this is a really good example of Terry's hands and athleticism. Terry is down at the bottom of the screen again to the right of the offensive formation, this time with a little bit of a shorter split. He's going to run a bit of a stutter seam, faking a block down and then getting upfield into the end zone. Now at the snap, he comes down to fake the block, and once he tries to get upfield, gets contacted and stymied some, but Terry does a good job fighting through it. It's a 50-50 ball thrown up for him in the end zone, and he's able to go up and make a strong contested grab for a touchdown. Now let's take a look at Terry in the slot. He's the number 2 to the right of the formation, and off the ball, he's quick out of his stance again and gets upfield with speed. He fades slightly to the sideline here and then adjusts to the underthrown ball on the back shoulder to make a big time catch for a huge gain. Now this is literally the next play after the long completion we just looked at. Terry is back out wide now as a solo receiver to the right, and one thing he struggles with at times is getting off a press. So at the snap here, he doesn't do much at the line like give any sort of foot fire or fake and just takes off on an outside release. The corner, who is Henderson again, plays physical and gets in Terry's chest here, just riding him straight out of bounds. The ball is thrown his way, but there's no chance for him to make a play on the ball here. We've seen what Terry can do on the vertical routes. Now let's take a look at those numbers for the last 2 seasons. He was targeted a lot down the field, but only 17 of those 37 targets were catchable. The 13 receptions he made went for nearly 600 yards and 6 scores. The yards per target sat at 16, and his yards per reception was 45.5. Now let's take a look at the Boise State game for this last play. Terry is at the top of the screen and is in motion towards the line to a tight position. We mentioned before all of the long touchdowns he has, and his playmaking ability is a big reason why. Now at the snap here, he delays slightly and then runs a little flat screen to get him the ball out on the perimeter. Once he makes the grab, he's able to put a move on his first defender and then get to the sideline before putting a move on his second near midfield. Now at this point, he has the speed to be able to run away from everyone for a big time long score. When Terry was targeted on screens in 2019, he was able to create a lot on his own. Out of 12 targets, he caught all 11 on-target throws for 143 yards and a touchdown. His 11.9 yards per target and 13 yards per reception both ranked 4th among wide receivers. Terry is a big-time playmaker who can win at every level of the field. His strong hands, explosion off the line, and ability to track the ball and high point it over defenders makes him a major offensive threat and tough receiver to defend. If he can shore up the concentration drops, be better against press coverage, and improve his block temperament this season, we could possibly be looking at one of the top receivers to come off the board if he declares for the 2021 NFL Draft. Make sure to go get the SIS Football Rookie Handbook or register for a free trial on the SIS DataHub to see all of these stats and more for every player, and also tune in each week to the Off the Charts podcast. Thanks for watching SIS Film Breakdowns.